The cops leave. We give a speech to the people that we organize the community, going to patrol these racist police out here. They've been brutalizing our people in the community, etc. Now, we're about what? At best, March. We started the party in October. 4 or 5 months old. At that time, we've been patrolling police with legal guns, law books, tape recorders. But Badge 206 that night, when he attempted to do that, he almost got killed. But just because we were disciplined in the methodology is the reason. Because it was not emotionalism so much as we were trying to capture the imagination of the people.
Like the best of a jazz quartet, fusing their creativity, allowing their sophisticated voices to bounce off against one another, mediated with respect in such a way that it could deal with the unpredictable precisely because they're so disciplined.
Let them see some disciplined people, young black men in our community.
While living in Trenchtown, you know, as a young man, surviving was easy. The only thing you'd have to really look out for was the police, you know. Because the police could just get you, frame you, you go to prison, and because you come from Trenchtown, you know, Trenchtown's from them say, where you from? It's a Trenchtown, you're gone.
Ready to defend ourselves.
I love that. Ever ready. Spirit rightness is all. You got to be ready every minute. Be prepared, be disciplined, put on your armor. What kind of stand are you willing to take? And it goes far beyond politics. This is assertion of humanity.
It's a dabble in politics. I don't know what that is. It's a stand up and talk for my rights. I know what that is. See? And I don't care who the guy is. Because my right is my right, like my life. You know? All I have is my life.
Believe in yourself. And
the black people in America must go to self, clean up self, help self, do for self.
I feel like black people should develop themselves, you know, not to several then just developing up yourself having a prejudice thing to it. It's just that we are people with our own history and culture. We can educate ourselves. I mean, we are the first creators. So we have to really, everything we see on this earth here, the black man make it. And I'm saying that the white man don't make some, but all wisdom come from the black man.
Right now, I don't see nothing being done, but I am doing something. See? Because I see the exploitation, the exploiter system that is designed to destroy.
Self-reliance and self-trust. He said, one thing I learned.
Poverty was designed and designated by bureaucrats and politicians and leaders of churches and states.
Christianity is one of the real causes of most of the condition that black people in this country are confronted with. It's the religious concept that Christianity has given this country that makes us almost incapable of solving our own problems. The black man in this country has a different religious concept when he's a Christian than the white man has. If you notice, the black man is the only one who will turn the other cheek to his enemy, or who will love his enemy, or who will pray for those who use him just because he thinks that's what Jesus wants him to do. Now, the white man preaches the same thing, but he doesn't practice it.
To see to it that the Rastaman stay in the category of poverty and want and the needs, so he will break down and start to commit crime. But then again, when I look around me in Trenchtown, all I see was poor, ambitious people who had the ambition and the integrity and the divine qualities sometimes and dignity of a millionaire.
I learned to fall back on myself.
I came from a poor family who financially wasn't capable to give me a proper schooling. Or a proper education in no level. But at the same time, my ambition and determination, my hopes and aspiration, and my inner concept of creativity that was born in me showed me to help myself, and I did.
So he became what? A fearless human being, a fearless black man, a bold black man, believing in impossibility even, based on sheer will, sheer decision, sheer commitment.
Nobody else can do this for us.
But as it was designed by Jah, who is my creator, who sent me here to help to alleviate the shitstorm, the dirt, the filth and corruption that my people have been inoculated with. It is only my duty to teach those who will learn.
If the Negro is to be free, he must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation.
Just start from within to rebuild our original greatness, right? Okay, well that's what my mother did. You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening about freedom fighters and strugglers. Well, you got to understand that when it was in to have a gun and to be in the street, my mother gave that up to be in a house and wash the dishes, you know what I'm saying, and feed us and put the thoughts in our brains, you know what I'm saying, because we didn't get any of that history from all of those soldiers that we lost. We got none of that. They all went to jail, if you can remember. They all went to penitentiaries.
They put Moses in jail. They put Daniel in jail. Why, you haven't got a man of God in the Bible that wasn't put to jail when they started speaking out against exploitation and oppression.
We didn't see none of that knowledge. If it was not for my mother who stayed home and didn't go out and do all that, then I wouldn't have had shit. Excuse my language. But I wouldn't have been nowhere.
And we have never slowed up and said, thank you, ladies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And until we do that, until we're able to do that, but that black woman went through racist white system and sexist black me. And we ain't never said what you've been through. And in spite of that,
respect of women and my people, all men should respect the women, because a man's woman is the field which produces nation. If you don't protect this field, he'll produce a bad nation. This is emphasis we black people have to put on our women, because our women are the most abused, the most misused, the most prostituted, the freest to walk the streets, frequenting and borrowing any strange man they like, fatherless, all type fatherless babies of all kind in the houses. And as long as we don't respect and protect our women, we don't respect ourselves, because our first lesson comes from woman. Our first nurse is a woman. Our mother's our first teacher. You don't respect and protect your mother, you'll never be nothing.
Y'all crazy? What is this about? And then black men, as you run off to war and kill folks, liberate folks, and then come home in a white cop or a white racist mentality, then shot your mom in the back, and you got to call him.
I've been brutalized by police, not because they know that I am a criminal or I'm doing subversive things within the society, but they know that I speak the truth, and the truth is destructive to the functioning of lies and corruption.
You don't call the United States government. You don't call that bad army. And black men, how?
Learn this, because when Columbus and Henry Morgan and Francis Drake come on here, I'm going to call them pirates and put them in a reading book and give us observation that we must look at and live the life and the principle of pirates to the youth. Them now fire up them gun like Henry Morgan, same way.
Some reason or another, the man them who project the revolutionary vibes without compromise is the man them who always finds to get murdered.
So, you know what I mean, I said go. Them things come through sabotage and through pressure.
I have to set up this country here and eliminate all those shit that black poor people don't live in confusion. Because hungry people are angry people. So right now, if the government just come together and say, right now, if we want to build this country and build the people them, because right now you can't build the country and don't build the people. People suffering from malnutrition and all them things there. And just a shit system that lay down to belittle the poor. You know what I'm saying? It's only the poor go to jail. Every time you go in a jail is a poor man. A few poor people me seen there. The rascal. They go a courthouse, it's full of poor people. So, them the shit system they have to change. See?
Every law is illegal. Every government upon the face of this earth today is illegal. Not one of them is legal.
And nobody has said, hey, somewhere we got to apologize. First to black women.
I saw on the television where they took this black woman and knocked her right down on the ground, dragging her down the street. You saw it. You trying to pretend like you didn't see it because you knew you should have done something about it and didn't.
Can you let cops shoot your mama, your dad, and your daughter in the back and don't do nothing, but you notice they ain't never shot your car? They ain't never took a nightstick and knocked your headlights out. And black men, you should feel ashamed that you think more of your car than you do your mama, than you do your daddy, huh? These are the things that need to change. Hear me. And we tolerate it. Now, let me say this.
Number one, I have a wife and she's walking around with a skirt up to here. And then what's happening? Well, why do I want everybody to see her? What's the man? I mean, people looking and winking, they lusting for her, all kind of freaks and no good people on the streets. Why do I want my wife? She came bent over because the panties show if the wind blow. Well, horses show the behind. Cows and animals and mules. Human beings don't walk behind out. Savages walk around with their behinds out. And my wife's behind ain't for every man to look at. You understand? So it makes a lot of sense. So how can I protect my woman if I'm walking down the street, she's half naked, and some sadist run up and grab her? Hell, I shouldn't have put out there. If I got merchandise I want to sell, I put it in the window for you to see. So if I want my wife, why do I want everybody to see my wife? What's private? What's mine? Everybody looking at her. Which means what's wrong with it? How can you have a wife or somebody you love? Anything God made precious, nature hides it. You cannot find diamonds easy. You have to dig and dig and dig. Then you got to work to clean them. You cannot, you cannot find, listen, you cannot find gold. Everything God made valuable, He made it hard to get. Pearls, rubies, and ain't my all. You have to dig, and half the time it don't strike. Everything God created that was valuable, He made it hard to get to. Ain't my woman more important than some diamonds and some oil and some gold when she's the field which produced my sons and daughters? Why should she walk around all nude in all of these design clothes? Her breasts is out. These are savages. How am I have my daughter, my wife, or my woman walk around for her man? Ooh, look, I could do. Boy, if I could get to her. What I want that for? She's mine. What you mean, what's wrong with walking around half naked? That don't look bad to you because you're of the European nature, and the black people are righteous. And the Europeans have made them unrighteous.
No.
That's because your nature is not righteous. You understand? They're clean. They serve God, Allah. They don't serve some English clothes designer. They serve God, and they're proud of it. And what's wrong with that? You ask what's wrong with a miniskirt? What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
What man wouldn't want his woman covered up? He can go to work knowing that she ain't somewhere, some man chasing down the street for her behind part. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing.
No.
So there's something wrong with that, though, showing it all.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
You don't think there's wrong with it?
No, not at all.
You don't?
Not at all.
So nature is not righteous.
How do you mean my nature
your
is not
nature,
righteous?
You said you don't mind your woman walking half naked.
You're making some incredible assumptions about me.
You tell me you don't. It's the truth. You're telling the world on television.
Have you got the priority on the truth?
Yes,
you know the truth more than I do?
The truth is that you don't mind your woman walking around half nude.
Sure.
You don't mind it?
No, of course not.
Well, then that means you're not righteous.
But look, let me put a point to you.
Half nude?
Let me put a point.
And you're a Christian, too?
Let me put it... No,
Christianity shouldn't be back
I'm in fact a non-believer, if it comes to that.
Oh, well, now I understand why, then. You're a non-believer.
No,
I'm sorry.
Not at all.
I'm sorry, you're a non-believer.
You can't say just
if
because
you're a non-believer in God, then I understand why you don't care about morals
I believe in my own kind of God, like a lot of people do.
Right.
I believe in some kind of being.
God created man in His own image, but you made God in your own likeness.